Hark. Introducing the Holy Spirit. You should not be surprised at my saying, you must be born again. Jesus' words in the Bible, John 3:7, if you want to look it up. You should not be surprised at my saying, you must be born again. What we've been talking about, right? From the beginning, the Holy Spirit is with God and is God, distinct and inseparable. Distinct and inseparable. I'm just going to read from the book here, okay? The Holy Spirit seems to have the purpose of conversion and transformation and communication. I cannot say what the Holy Spirit is, but I can say what the Holy Spirit does. Some of what the Holy Spirit does. The Holy Spirit can enter into a person, connect with that person's soul or individual spirit, and from there transform it and the person entirely. A new spirit and a new creation, a reborn, God-connected human. I know that that is true because I've experienced it. And so have many people. Millions. The Holy Spirit enters into a person, connects with that person's soul, transforms that person's soul, and from there transforms the person entirely. Puts a new heart in that person. Gives them a heart of flesh, takes out the heart of stone. A reborn, God-connected human. It's the process. The Holy Spirit is one with God and is one with Jesus Christ. They're, if you like, the three strands of a cord or three elements within a compound. They are one together and they are individually distinct within that unity. So if you look at a compound with three elements in it, you can see that it is a compound with three elements in, and you can see those individual elements within it. If you look at bread, which is a good analogy, Jesus said, I am the bread of life. You look at bread, water, grain, yeast, bread, right? It's God. All these analogies and metaphors are only going to land, yay close, because we're dealing with something, we're dealing with God, the infinite, and so forth. But these are to help people understand, help me understand, and help you understand. Okay, when a person receives the Holy Spirit, when the Holy Spirit enters into that person and connects with that person's individual spirit, the person is thereby connected to God, connected to Jesus, has God within them, and has Jesus within them. Right, so the Holy Spirit goes into a person. The Holy Spirit is one with God and with Jesus. Now the person has God within them, Jesus within them, and the Holy Spirit within them. Imagine it as a cable reaching out of God, made of God, into the person. And from that conversion experience, the process of divine transformation begins, and that is what it is. And it continues for the duration of that person's life. For the duration of that life. In fact, is what it says here, which may mean the duration of that life forever and ever and ever. Probably does. The person is literally being transformed from within. A new spirit, and from that, a renewed mind. Spirit transforms the mind into a mind that is influenced by and educated by Christ, by Jesus Christ. They have the mind of Christ. Christ being born within that person, and the person being shaped into the likeness of Christ. That is the way. That is what it is and means to be born again. It's not complicated, is it? It's very straightforward. It's extraordinary that it's true. It's extraordinary to experience. Millions of people have experienced it. And this is actually what true Christianity is. When you strip away everything else, it is that process of Christing that person by the Spirit of Christ entering into that person. And Christ being born within that person. And that person being born again. That's what it means. To receive a new spirit, and from there a new nature. And it is this, and only this, at a massive, massive scale, that can change humanity in order to give humanity a future. That is the hope of humanity. Is Jesus Christ doing that at a massive scale. It's already happening. It's been happening for 2,000 years. Whether it ever gets to a point where it tips and everybody, I don't know, it would be extraordinary. You can't imagine how extraordinary it will be. All the countries of the world, the world leaders, everybody will be on television just weeping and saying, oh my God, we're sorry, and we're sorry to God, and we're sorry to you, we're sorry to all of you. And there'll just be, for decades, a huge release of the tensions, and the wars would end immediately, and the borders and the barriers would come down, and humanity would heal itself and the world. And that would be the job of humanity, would be to heal the world that they've spent thousands of years desecrating, to heal nature, to properly connect with nature and each other, to love one another, to love the world, and to love God. And the celebrations and the parties and the festival of that process, you can't imagine it. Maybe you can. Without this, humanity's future is, at best, highly dystopian, and increasingly so. Some techno-dystopia. It's already happening, you can just see it, right? It already is. And this is the trajectory. The trajectory is exactly more of the same. Only more. Right? Because all the stuff we build drives us in the wrong direction. And this may well provide the motivation for more people to seek the definitive solution and answer. The more dystopian the world gets, the more people are going to seek the truth. More obvious that it's just riddled with deception, lies, untruth, falsehood, and craziness. People are going to seek truth and reality. Not artificial reality. Actual reality. Seriously. The Bible is awash with references to the way, foretellings of the way, people experiencing the way, people being transformed by the way, an explanation of what the way means, how it comes about, what is required for it, and what is required of it. The way is transformation process, the Christ Spirit entering into the person, transforming the person into the Christ at scale. That is what Christianity, true Christianity, is. The rebirth of man. Again, I totally testify to the truth of it. I've experienced it. That's why I'm telling you it. As have millions of others who have gone to their torturous deaths in the past. And some still do today. Telling you it is true, it is the way. Christianity isn't a belief, it is the way. It's not just a religion, it is the way. A transformation from one state to another. From child of fallen man to a child of God. From isolated to connected to God. From lost in the world to found by God. From death to life. It's as radical as that. It is as radical as that. It is life as opposed to death. And it is the Holy Spirit that makes it happen with Jesus, connecting to God. So let's try and understand how this works a little bit more. Thank you. I think we're doing well. I think we're doing well. Shalom, shalom. In the next video, I'm going to introduce the Bible. We're going to have some Bible quotes that show Jesus saying what I've just said. Shalom, pilgrims. Shalom.